movies for black girl nerds.
I wanted to start with saying, first of all, Slumberland was such a beautiful, fantastical, and whimsical film. And dreams in and of itself can be a fantastical human experience. Starting with you, Jason, as a kid, there are dreams that I still remember to this day as an adult. And then there are dreams that I just had yesterday that I've completely forgotten. So, what do you think it is about dreams that still stick with us and others that just fade away?
Um, um, we should start with Marlow. Marlow's. We've had to do this all day, and I'm kind of a not. It's a wonderful question, and I think I probably why I wanted to do this movie so much. I'm one of the worst dreamers. I think I had too many bad. Yeah, I'm not the best to ask about dreams.
Well, Marla, let me toss that question to you. What do you think it is about some dreams that still stick with us years after they've happened, and then some that just fade off and we forget about it minutes after we wake up?
I feel like some dreams, no matter how weird, I was just talking about this random dream that I had about a blueberry chasing me around my house. Um, Long story. But I feel like even the wackiest dreams do have meaning. So I feel like the ones that stay with us, they're going to come up eventually in your lives. And then the ones that fade away are not as important. So I feel like maybe the ones that stick around are more meaningful than you would think they are.
I love that. Going back to you, Jason, about your character, Flip, you look like you had a really good time playing this role. Were you allowed to add anything more to this character while you were playing him?
Francis Lawrence is a wonderful, amazing director, one of my favorites, and he really encourages that. I've worked with him on C, Baba Voss, who's completely different from playing Flip, and both occasions he really nurtures the actor. Feels like you have a nice safety net to go play, and I definitely feel like he was like more and more and more. He was never he was. I don't remember him pulling me back from playing Flip, so it was a nice feeling to be able to do that because that's never really. I never got to go that big with a character yet, like Flip.
Right, right. I'm going to ask this question. I know, Jason, you said you don't dream much, but I'm going to still ask. I'll go to Marlo first. So there are different types of dreams, right? There are daydreams, there are lucid dreams, there are nightmares. What kind of dream do you tend to have the most?
I would say it can be the difference, like somewhere in between lucid dreaming and just regular dreams, because I feel like sometimes how my day is going will affect how my dreams are at night. Like if I'm having a good day, I'll have a great life in my dream. But if I'm having a bad day, then something bad will happen, or I will get a nightmare. So I feel like it's a mix between lucid dreaming, where I can kind of control what I want to happen, and just regular dreaming, where there's just a movie playing in my mind and it just is on replay or repeat, and I just watch that all night.
I would say daydreaming. I would daydream probably a lot, and then night would be if I remembered anything, it'd be nightmares.
Well, we have that in common. I feel like I daydream way more than I should, and that's probably because I just don't get enough sleep. So it makes up for it. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. This film was so wonderful, perfect for the holiday season, and I can't wait for everybody else to see it.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks for
you
the
so
support.
much.
Cheers.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy, love Black Girl Nerds. How are you doing?
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm doing good, thanks. I absolutely love this film. It was cute, it was quirky, family friendly, just perfect in time for the holiday season. And one of the things that I found really unique about your character, Philip, is that he's a bit out of touch with having connections with other people. And we see how that plays a significant role in the film later. But I wanted to know, as a performing artist, how do you connect with a character that has a challenge connecting with other people?
That's a really good question. I think it was definitely part of him that drew me to him as a character, somebody that had found themselves on the outer side of society while living in the middle of a city. And as you know, anybody who's lived in a city, that's what cities are full of, disconnected people in the middle of a maelstrom. And I was kind of connected to that, the idea of being somewhere. And I've emigrated a couple of times. I'm quite a gregarious person. I kind of get on well enough with people. But when you emigrate, you end up being very alone in the middle of a maelstrom. And I suppose I tried to connect with that, where it's like you can go for days without talking to another person. And that can have, this particular character that I play in the movie, Philip, has really disconnected from people and is mostly online or dealing with locks, which I suppose could be a symbol to, it can obviously be a symbol to you unpick them over time, but also it's just him looking at something may as well be a phone screen or whatever. But I suppose it was not necessarily a natural type of character for me to play, but that was why I was drawn to it.
There are several types of dreams, right? There's daydreams, there's lucid dreams, there's nightmares. So for you personally, what kind of dreams do you tend to have the most?
I have very few dreams, sadly. I wish I had more. I feel like I used to have a lot, and they've kind of diminished a little bit over time. I think I probably don't sleep enough. When I used to have them, they were kind of like sporty dreams and like jumping and running, a lot of falling dreams. But I do remember the vividness of jumping dreams. I don't know if you've had jumping dreams, Jamie, but they're wild, huh? This kind of feeling. And I remember reading about it, that they do signify something. I can't even remember what the hell it was now. But it is usually, not all dreams are linear in the sense that they have something to do with what's going on in your day-to-day life. But I think the jumping one and the falling one really do, because they're about things decisions you're about to make. And you would just step and then you pound up into the thing above skyscrapers and everything. And watching Slumberland feels a bit like that at times, where you've got these vast swathes of almost kind of like psychedelic visuals encompassing everybody in the scene, and it kind of flows off into something else, and it feels like a lucid dream as much as it does a child's one, which is really exciting on screen.
Well, speaking of lucid dreams, one moment that really stuck out to me was there's a scene where Nemo asks your character, Philip, what's the weirdest dream you ever had? To which your character replies, I don't remember my dreams. So what do you think about the fact do you think that dreams for children are more vivid and lucid than they are for adults?
That's a good question. I don't necessarily know the answer. I've got 2 young kids, and I ask them every morning just for something to talk about, what they dreamt about that night. And it's very rare that they will have they will be able to tell me. Like, they'll be able to say, oh, well, there was this kind of thing. But I don't get the sense that they're any more vivid and memorable than our own. But I might be wrong.
Well, listen, what's really vivid is just watching this film and seeing it play out. And I loved your character. I loved watching this story. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. It was a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.